Oh, I'm supposed to probably tweet this out. I don't know. All right, everybody. The Survivor specialists, Will and Blake, are back and joined by a very special guest today, Rome, in the house. We are doing the over-under game. That's where we take 20 over-unders and we say, is it going to go over? Is it going to go under? Last season, Phil was giving me grief. He's like, everything went under. It was like maybe, I think, 17-3 or 16-4 on the unders. And he said, maybe we got to fix our lines or tweak some things. And it's like, I don't think that's what a good line is not results based. A good line divides opinion. It doesn't really matter where it lands overall. And I think we can all say season 48, not that much happened. So it's not that surprising that they all went under. So
we're still waiting on Mitch to make a move. You know, we're still waiting.
Oh no! We love Mitch here.
Shout out Mitch, man.
If Mitch makes a move. So we will go through these bets. We will we can tinker with the lines as we go. But we also are going to replace some of them. I know there's one that Phil really wants to replace because it's hard for him to track, and that's butts out of seats at Tribal Council, which was our way of quantifying live tribals, because we were like over under 1.5 live tribals per season. It's like, well, that's kind of subjective. What is a live tribal? Then we were like, how do you actually measure that? How do you make that objective? And so we said butts out of seats. But I think it's a little messy. And if like someone gets up and they sit back down and their butts up again, is that 2 butts? Is that 1 butts? It's just Phil doesn't like it. So we're going to replace that one. And Rome, I know you have a couple other ideas, and we can replace maybe a couple more of these.
Yeah, I was going to say that was actually on my list of ones to replace, just because you guys had the number wrong on my season, just because like sometimes the butts out of seats aren't always edited in, right? Like, because not all live tribals
didn't have shown. On the island notice
but that's what I'm saying. Like even something like how many black shirts did Jeff wear? You can count that. You can't guarantee that, so that you're going to get shown every live tribal. So like the third episode, the Keyshawn vote out, right? That was a live tribal. Like I got up out my seat and I actually thought about the over under game after I got out of my seat for a little bit, because I know
you're like, God, this is gonna push this thing over. This is crazy.
Exactly,
we're already getting a live tribal.
Exactly. And then it didn't get shown. You know what I'm saying? It didn't get shown like at all that I got up and talked to each person except for Teeny in that tribal. So I just think that one definitely could get removed, and then there's a couple others for sure, but we'll get to those,
Sure. Blake, how are we feeling today? Have you done the over-under game before, Blake?
This is my first over-under game. I don't have a lot of money to bet in real life, so I've stayed away from both the stock market and DraftKings, but I have seen a lot of people do it and get obsessed with it, and I even don't play fantasy football anymore because it's just like, whenever it was like, oh, I'm probably gay, it was like, I got to do a lot of different things with my life instead of care about the wide receiver 3 on every NFL team. And it has completely changed my life not caring about fantasy football. So it's weird. I'm doing more fantasy Survivor. So
yeah, you're kind of giving up on the NFL. You're more into college, right? You're a big Longhorn fan.
Go right? Longhorns. They're already 0-1 this year.
Right.
It's awful. Yeah, it literally ruined my Saturday, and then I let it seep all the way till Monday night at 8:00 of this is rough.
And now it's Wednesday, and it seems like you're still just kind of a sad sack of mud right now.
Truly.
Yeah. See, I'm the exact opposite, Blake. Like I love fantasy football. Like I locked in this season. Like I'm in like 4 or 5 leagues, like I'm ready to roll. I got almost every player in the NFL draft to do a team somewhere, right? So it's like I got a lot of things to root for. So I did 1 league last year. It was for a few $100. I ended up taking it home, took home the chip. At least I was able to win something last year. So I was able to win that, and I was feeling good. So I was like, let me lock in for a few more this year.
It is
the exact opposite.
It's fully fantasy football season, NFL season. Yeah, I'm also I'm joining a 5th league this year that's just starting up. We have our draft tonight, shortly after. So I'm fully in. This is the perfect time to get some over-unders going. Let's read what we have, and then we can kind of maybe tinker then, or let's at least highlight some that we might want to replace. So our first one is over-under 6.5 votes for the winner. I think we like that one. Over under 1.5 votes cast against the person with the fewest votes against on the season. Over under 5.5 votes lost throughout the season. Over under 3.5 rewards at the sanctuary. Over under 5.5 hidden immunity idols found. Over under 1.5 people to play their shot in the dark. Over under 4.5 votes negated by idols. Over under 5.5 different players to win individual immunity. Over under 0.5 quits or medevacs. Over under 3.5 journeys. Over under 4.5 endurance challenges. Over under 0.5 tribe swaps. Over under 4.5 players with 60 confessionals or more. Over under 3.5 members of a single tribe to miss the merge. That's playing with like the disaster tribe of it all. Over under 31.5 age of the winner. I think we will have to tweak this one. We always look at the cast, and maybe we will look at a couple people with a little closer attention, maybe so to spread out some of the winner picks. Over under 4.5 reward challenges. Over under 1.5 players mention Jeff's podcast, RHAP specialist, other Survivor podcasts. Okay, I don't really remember that one. Over under 7.5 players to get a backstory montage. Over under 12.5 butts off seats. We want to lose that one. Over under 7.5 past players mentioned. That's kind of a new one we added. I don't know if we keep that one. We'll see.
Are we messing with any of these numbers at all?
We will, and we'll talk about the number as we go through each one. Often, if it's like if there's 3 of us on and we all 3 of us say over, then we need to, we need to up that line a bit until one of us then hits a breaking point where it's like, all right, well, I'm going to go under if it keeps rising. So we don't want to have any bets where all 3 of us are in agreement, and so we'll move the line until that happens. But hey, there could be a line where it's like we move it up, then we all take the other, we have that breaking point at the same time. I guess that is okay. But do any of these stand out that we want to replace? I think mentioning a podcast is kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen unless you have people that have done podcasts before and stuff like that, like an abundance of them on the thing. Like it made sense for our season because like we had John Lovett, huge podcaster. We had Asia, RHAP podcaster. Yep. We had me, former podcaster. Like we've had people that Sam, reporter. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've got people that do radio, all types of things. So it fit the narrative of our season to have it talked about on the season itself. But I don't know if for like every season that's a good thing. And like I remember listening to your guys' for 48, the over-under game, and you guys pretty much added this one in or like, put it in because of it happening so much in my season and like the so yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need
that's an easy kill for me. I agree.
Yeah, I think we kill that one. Butts out of seats are going to kill also. So we have 2 empty spots. There weren't that many others that stood out to me as being particularly bad, but if we want to toss out, maybe another one, we can. What replacement ideas do we have? And hey, if you're in the chat right now and you got an idea, feel free to throw it in the chat. I think that's how we got a couple of these.
Yeah, so I got a few, right? So I got a total of 5. Let me pull them up real quick. So the ones that I thought of were players singing / rapping or chanting, right?
Okay.
Shaheen Award.
Okay, if you want to call it that, there you go.
We also Team 46 was rather musical as well. I know that's when we had our song off between Charlie and Ben, and we had a couple other singing instances. But there's been a good amount of singing lately in Survivor.
Yeah, like on my season, they showed me failing at rapping. They showed Sam attempting at rapping. They showed they showed some things, right? And then what was it? 48. They showed
peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Or no, is it chicken and waffles? Chicken and waffles.
One of the
it's
foods.
Salty.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's what we like to eat.
There was a few. So I think
I like this one. I think we have to find a good way to objectify it. Is it instances of anyone singing, or is it like let's say at the reward last season when Jeff's like chicken and waffles, and they're all saying it. We had like 9 people. Yeah. Is that 9?
Original Survivor song sang by a cast member or castaway.
Okay, so we're quantifying it by the number of songs.
So we're not going chanting. So chanting isn't one of them? Because I feel like chanting was essentially the chicken and waffles thing. And I think that should definitely count.
Yeah, I think that was more sing-song. I think if it's like a chant that has some melody to it, which that one did. Like if you're like go Rome, go when you're in the middle of a challenge and I'm on the sit out bench. Like, I don't want to count that as
There's got to be some musicality.
Like, I don't think that towards like chant like counts. But if it's if there's a musical number, and hey, this is up to us, up to probably Phil's discretion here. Oh, he's gonna love this.
Let's go Dodgers would not count, but
let's
me out to the ball game.
Or if it's let's go Dodgers. Why am I hate the Dodgers?
There's some musicality in that because we're putting some percussion in.
Yeah, that's singing. Singing. I would count that. So that was my first idea. And then the next one was something pretty basic that I was kind of surprised you guys don't do. Puzzles. Just straight up, how many puzzles are on the season? Right? We had because like it's such a staple in Survivor. Everyone knows the great equalizer. Why wouldn't we have an over-under for it, right? So puzzles, there were 9 in season 47. There were 5 pre-merged team challenges, right? Like the ones where you work as a team and you got to do a puzzle as a team, right? There were 5 of those in Survivor 47. In Survivor 48, there was 8 total puzzles, but there was only 3 pre-merged team challenges, right? There was only 3 that ended in a puzzle or that had a puzzle in them. Right. The other 5 were all post merge. Right. So there were 9 on season 47. There were 8 on season 48. I think the 8.5 for a total over under on the puzzles. I don't know. I have no idea what the other seasons have had totally. I just know that my season in 48 had 7 and 8. So that might be an interesting one.
Yeah. I think we'd have to say challenges that end in puzzles, because I think there could be like,
there's tons. Yeah. There's
you
the
have
stairs.
The little puzzles like in between, which is like
the ladder, like where you got to build
the or there's like some, I don't know, the term puzzle come loose. I think if it like it ends in an actual puzzle, and like, are we counting a maze as a puzzle? If you're rolling a ball down a maze, like I wouldn't say that's a puzzle because there's no solution to it. That's like a physical carnival game.
Yeah.
But I think as long as we're clear, then yeah, I think I like that one.
Yeah,
so,
I think we've
got our 2 replacements.
Those are just my first 2 ideas, man. You guys didn't even let me get to my other 3. You guys like my other ones better. All right. So, how many times an idol was not used at a tribal council? I think this is a fire one. And I have no idea what we would set the line at, but I think this is a really good one to show how many times does a player keep an idol in their pocket when they could have played it, right? Like, you think of how many times that happened on my season, the total number is probably like around like 15 or 16, right? Because Sue had an idol and just never played it the whole time. So that's like 7, 8 right there, right? So it's like there's definitely like a few that you can add in, but like I think that would be a cool one too. How many times was an idol kept in your pocket at a tribal council? I think that might be an interesting one, because we always talk about they didn't play their idol, so it's kind of something we naturally keep track of anyway. So
it's not total idols that go unplayed. It's occurrences, tribal councils where an idol could have been played but was not played. But Ron, let me ask you this: if you have individual immunity, does that count as not playing is that a tribal council of you?
Yeah, because you could save who's going home. Yeah, you could play it on someone else. So you could play.
Okay, I like that one. I think I like that one more than the puzzle one.
Really?
I'm in the power rank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we got another one. Advantages given away. And I feel like this is an easy 0.5 over under. I feel like this is an easy, because we saw it last season with Star giving her advantage away. And this is like whether you give it to your ally, anything, right? Like we saw Star give her advantage to Eva because she opened it, right? So she was like, sure, you can have it. So that would count as one. I don't think anyone in my season gave away any advantages like at all. Pretty sure everyone kept everything to themselves. So
because we don't count Sol giving Rachel something, because that's
because he had to. That works. He was forced to. He said it was so funny, the wording of it. I was laughing so much when I was watching it, and because it said congratulations, you have an advantage. Immediately give it to someone else. I'm like, what? I'm like, is this his advantage or is this someone else's? Like, it's not really an advantage for Sol right now. So I thought that was pretty funny wording, but yeah.
Would you count playing an idol on somebody as giving your advantage to them?
Good question.
No, because it's still your idol play. Like we don't call. I don't even remember who Parvati saved at her double idol play. It's Parvati's double idol play. So like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, that's point. That would be 0.5.
So
all right, what else you got? You're cooking. What else you got?
All right, so advantage is not shared with anyone until use. So I think this is an interesting one as well, because a lot of times we always say, why'd you share the advantage? Right? Like we always say that, right? Usually it happens multiple times a season where people get an advantage and they share it with their ally, but a few times people get an advantage and don't share it with anyone, right? Like it's very rare, but I think that would be an interesting one. And you could probably put that one at 0.5 as well. Like, cause it's very rare that people in the new era don't try to use their advantages as leverage, especially with all the shot in the darks and the crazy things that could happen. So yeah.
See, I feel like with that might go to your butts in seats conundrum where like, are we sure we've shown it? Like, what if I told Blake I have it, but like it never is important to the story and it doesn't ever make the air.
And somebody loses a Funko Pop because the edit just didn't include it. You're like,
so that's Funko Pop prize. Oh yeah, you can. I forgot to say you can play along.
Tell the people what they can win.
There's going to be a link. We're going to go through these, and we have to set the lines as we go. So the link and survey won't be ready until tomorrow, I believe. But yeah, everybody is more than welcome to hop in, and there is some sort of prize. I don't have any of that information. That's all, Phil.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think those were just the ones that I had thought of real quick when I was brainstorming a little bit before we went live. So if you like any of those, that's cool. Blake, I don't know if you have any ideas yourself.
I'm definitely a brainstormer, but I'm trying to learn this year, so I'll be ready for the 50 over under to really nail it out of the park. So this is my training wheels one.
Okay.
So I can soar for 50.
I like it.
I hate that for the 49ers out there, but are we going to call all the on 49ers?
We are. They are the 49ers.
They should get jerseys and stuff. That's kind of crazy. Good for them.
I got to remember.
That's the only thing that's good for them.
I know. I got to wear my 49ers gear on every 49 recap that we do. It's a good reminder.
Good bit.
Rizgod's in the chat. He said over under Rizgod mentions. I feel like it's probably going to be mentioned quite a bit.
I don't know how we can even calculate mentions and Phil having to be just counting that as he watches. I don't think
that would be brutal. That would be
so. I mean, I actually think the most interesting one is the idle one, where how many times does an idle go unplayed?
Yeah.
And then for the second one, I'm between puzzles and then the original chance songs.
I personally would go with puzzles if it's between those two, just because it's the great equalizer. It's a staple in Survivor. Like, I feel like, how many challenges end in a puzzle? I think that is so we're not counting like the ones where like you got to figure out which piece of the ladder goes first and the next piece of the ladder and then the next piece of that. And you got that because that's a puzzle. But
it is. I would just say you could argue that so many little things, like there are so many little mechanism and movement parts that you could argue are puzzles. And I think when you really think of a Survivor puzzle, you think of the end game when you're up at the final phase. And that also gives us like a barometer of like, you have this many challenges in a season, whereas like how many phases of challenges do you have in a season? I don't even have like a good way to
and this wouldn't
assess that.
This wouldn't include puzzle journey puzzles, right? Like Rachel's on the
it would just be challenges that end in a puzzle.
Yeah, just challenges that end in a puzzle. I like that, honestly.
And a puzzle has to have a solution. Like again, maze with a ball. Sure, there's a solution, but like there's not a right answer. What you have to like it's more about getting the ball down it than it is about like problem solving it out.
Yeah,
I like how you brought up puzzles, being such a puzzle stud.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely the key to my game. It's so funny. It's definitely the
very prevalent in Rome's mind. Is puzzle.
Oh, for sure. That's how I know exactly how many we're on. I'm like, why did we have 5 pre-merge and they only had 3? I'm like, so yeah, it's definitely something.
If I got on Survivor, I would keep track of every time we had to run more than 50 meters for sure. I get it.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, listen, puzzles, it happened to be part of my downfall. And, at the end of the day, it's something that, I got to work on. So I can't sit here and act like I wasn't in the lab, ordering puzzles, working on puzzles this past year. So, you got to work on and got to improve, just in case, you just got to improve yourself.
Traders 5, dude.
Hey,
I mean, honestly, Traders 5, the puzzles don't even mean. I mean, it wouldn't even mean anything, even if you're good or bad at puzzles. Challenges don't matter.
Yeah, you never know, man. I was almost on House of Villains this year, so that would have been really fun. So yeah, they called me. I got that email. It was fun. It was really close to going out there, but unfortunately I can't do it yet because I'm still under contract, so I'm not able to do it this quickly after my season ends. But
classic red tape.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all good. I mean, I'm still very happy that they even reached out. Like, that's even just amazing to even get reached out to or something like that. So I mean, it's just awesome to do that. So, but yeah,
oh yeah.
You never know, man.
So
are we ready? Are we ready to get going? Or Blake, do you have questions?
I think we'll kill the 3 red ones that we kind of highlighted earlier. No more podcast stuff. No more butts off seats.
3 of them. Okay, great.
And let's not do the age of the winner because of maybe read in between the lines, people at home. So let's take 3 of Rome's ideas and replace those 3, and then we'll have our 20.
All right. That sounds great to me.
So I think Idle Not Played a Tribal was a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Advantages given away. And then you said you would rather do puzzles over chance.
I think puzzles over chance. I would also probably do chance over advantages given away, just because I think that could be, I don't know.
Because I think anytime somebody starts singing, everybody's going to go, I'm thinking of the specialists again. What a great idea, Rome. And then we're like, that's what we're trying to do is when you're watching your Survivor, you should always be thinking of Survivor specialists in Rome that one Wednesday.
So make Phil keep track of songs is more fun than
for
a potential event that it just might, if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't, where it's 0.
I do think advantages being given away is such a huge moment in Survivor anytime it does happen, because it is a gigantic shift anytime it's happened. Like how many times does it happen? It's like, is this even a good line? Like, does this even happen a lot? Like,
that's why I don't even know if it I think it happens so rarely where it's not like 50% of the times it happens, 50% of the times it doesn't. I think it's like a pretty easy under all around because it's just like it's not that common. Whereas singing and making Phil go through an episode and count the songs, that sounds fun for me at least.
Oh yeah.
So I know he's such a big fan of how musical Survivor's got.
I actually hate that, but whatever. I think yes, the songs are cooler because people will go, oh yeah, good idea. Okay, so should we start at the top and go to the bottom and then just have Rome's be the last 3?
Yeah, let's do that.
Great. Look at me organizing this. We don't fall apart when Phil's gone, but he's definitely the clerical guy and like the numbers guy, and we're kind of the like brainstormers and idea people. So we're having fun.
we're the talent he has on board. He's the one who makes kind of he pushes all the right buttons. So bear with us here, but we're now in it. Let's get started. We have our first bet. Our first over under is 6.5 votes to win for the winner. Now we saw that string of New Era winners with the 7-1, and that is why this is set at 6.5. There are, more than likely, unless somebody quits, which hey, that's an over under. Also, there are going to be 8 jury votes. So what do we think? Over or under 6.5 jury votes for the winner?
So I'll go first, and I'll give my reasoning for it. I will go under. And the reason is because, and you can ask anyone that I've talked to about this. This is before season 49 was even done casting, before anyone flew out and played, like anything happened. I said season 49, in my opinion, is going to be the best season of the new era. Like, and I don't think it's really going to be that close. And, everyone that asked me like, why do you think that? And I said, because this is the first time in the new era where they are taking 30,000 applications and narrowing it down to 18 people. Every other year, they've narrowed it down to 36 people and been able to take those 36 people out to the island and play a game with them. This year, they can only do 18 newbies, right? Because 50 is all returnees. So you can only do 18. So this is essentially taking the best 9 from one season and the best 9 casting choices from another season and putting them together on one season. So that's, in my opinion, why I said 49 it's going to be a hell of a season. So I personally think I'm predicting it's going to go down as the best of the new era. If it ends up going down as the worst, it happens. But like I think it's going to go down as the best season of the new era. So a lot of my which way I'm gonna swing with the overs or the unders is going to be based off it being the best season of the new era. And in a best season, I don't think that we get a close to unanimous winner. I think it's a close vote, so I'm going under.
I mean, that makes sense. If it is a good season, it's probably not a runaway vote at Final Tribal Council. All right, Blake, What about you?
I think the thought process of have we had some close wins? We haven't in a while. There has not there. What is it? Could we even do a 5 versus 3? That is what we're hoping happens.
It was a 5-2-1 in 48 though. So like this did go under last season, even though Kyle did kind of run away with it.
We have 2 people from this season going to 50. And that makes me think it's going to be a close Final Tribal Council, because if you bring back both of them, it's not they wouldn't bring back somebody that lost unanimously, would they?
I mean,
that's not what happens. Our 0 vote finalists haven't come back and played at all, but our like fallen angel types and our like, oh, I lost by 1 or 2 votes at Final Tribal, they come back.
We have so many Final Tribal Council losers on 50 that like
so many people that got there and couldn't close the deal. That is interesting. Like, so it's like if you get 3 people there that were all there and couldn't close the deal before, what's that Final Tribal going to look like? That might look pretty interesting, you know? So who knows? But back to 49.
I will say under.
All right. Well, maybe we move the line. Maybe we move this to 5.5.
Because you're going under as well, Will?
Would you still go under? I mean, I kind of think, I don't know. I don't want to root for it. But I also don't want to have us all be in agreement here. Would you still take under at 5.5, Rome and Blake?
I would go back. I would switch to over of, I think the person who's going to win this season gets 6 votes to win.
So like 6-1-1 or 6-2.
Yeah.
I think 5.5 is a good line, and I'll still begrudgingly take the under. I'll take the under.
You would have won last season. Yeah. So
okay, and if it goes 4-4, because that hasn't happened since Wendell and Dom, right?
Yeah, if it goes 4-4, it's a revo or it's a tie.
Whoever gets third,
and then whoever gets third will break the tie, and that still goes under at 5-4. You can also you can get it a 5. Yeah. So
okay, so yeah, under. I'll take the under.
Okay, so we're moving it to 5.5. I think I'm gonna go over on this. I know we saw it last season, but I think like Kyle, it's almost like Kyle deserved that 6th vote. So and then the season before that, your season, Rome, it was 7-1.
Yeah,
we've seen so many 7-1s.
And the only reason that the person voted for the 1 was so that they would get 2nd place. So it's not even like they thought that they should have won, you know? So it's like,
I think the way the new era game works, they provide so many.
Oh, don't get me started, Blake, because trust me, I feel the type of way about that.
Rachel won unanimously.
Rachel should have been the unanimous winner. Like, it's not even a question about
first and only unanimous winner of the new era. I think
it's not even.
I think just the new era. They provide these opportunities. We saw it with Rachel, and we've just seen it so much in the new era. You go on this solo journey, or you get this crazy advantage, or you're able to win. Like, you have so many opportunities to just kind of like snowball into like, I have the power, I'm the front runner, and then plus having fire making there, it's just easier for someone who, once they kind of get on a roll and maybe they have an idol at Final 5, then all they have to do is win immunity or get fire. Like, it allows this like kind of big time player to get into it, and it becomes a point where like, okay, this person like definitely deserves to win. So I will take the over. All right. Over under 1.5 votes cast against the person with the fewest votes against on the season. Idled votes don't count. So I think we had 3 on season 48 was the person who got the fewest votes of the season.
So, okay. So I remember that you guys said that quits and medevacs count for this as well, right?
Yes.
So therefore, we already have a prop for quits and medevacs. So why do we also have a prop for something that includes quits and medevacs?
Because if you don't have a quits and medevacs, there's still a number of ways that you could get this under, and a number of ways you can go over. Yeah.
Okay. At
especially
1.5.
with shot in the dark,
Interesting.
especially with shot in the dark and idols. Like you often see people going home with
Yeah.
very few votes, but you do have the medevac and the quit here.
That makes sense. Okay, so that does count for this. Okay. All
So what are we trying to like kind of understand is like somebody could go at 6 of like they only get 1 vote and the other 5 votes get idled, and then that's how this would be under. Which that seems crazy, but I guess that has happened at least 5 or 6 times. Or like Sari going home that one time, advantage get in would be an under on here.
Yeah, I think. I mean, when we always set these, like we've gone back in the past, and it's usually pretty low. Like it's hover. It's either like 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of like, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'll start. I'll go under here. I'm here. If it's gonna be the best season ever, I'm good for the idle play, and then I like that value that Rome mentioned of a quit or a medevac. So let me go under.
I'm gonna go over. Just because, like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. I just don't see it happening with a group that's playing super hard. I don't really see like someone like having an idol and like holding it, not telling anyone, and then like boom, playing it, and their 1 vote sends somebody home. Like usually you tell one other person, hey, I'm voting. This is the backup vote. Like even in my vote where like 1 million people voted for me, there were still 2 votes for Andy, right? Like he was still the backup plan. You know what I'm saying? So like there's still usually a duo that has their own agenda or whatever. So like if you're going to make a big play like that, usually you're bringing someone else with you just in case there was one other rogue vote. You kind of need another person just in case. So I don't really see that happen. I'm gonna go over.
Makes sense. I hear that logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that logic, and it's not that I disagree with that logic. I just think there's enough wonky stuff to make this happen of rocks that like I think a cast that's playing hard, a cast that's in the margins, or people that are seeing Operation Italy and trying to do that on their season, they would hit this. So I would say under. Of somebody is going home with either 0 or 1 vote.
I think some other ways we've seen it too is like these lost vote tribal councils where it's like a 1-1-1 or a 2-2, and it's like, all right, we're re-voting, but you're not voting, and then it's like we're just like starting with 6 people and like whittling down votes to where it's like, oh wow, we're just gonna like send you home and you...
like Pizza Justin almost had this.
Yeah, Justin I think had that. I think it was, I want to say like Jeannie in 42 had something happen like that pre-merge. So there are all these kind of wacky votes. All right, Blake, stop copying me. Moving on to the next one. Over under 5.5 votes lost throughout the season. Shot in the dark and sacrifice votes don't count. Well, it has to be your decision. Or sorry, it has to be not your decision. It has to be taken from you, not where you're like, I'm going to actively like get something out of this. Now, if you go on a journey and it's like you don't get the game and you lose your vote, like, yeah, you had influence, but like you lost your vote.
Shot in the dark don't count?
Does this include stolen votes? Because you technically lose your vote. It's taken from you.
It does include stolen votes, because if I steal your vote, Rome, it wasn't your choice. But if like I choose not to submit a vote because I want to play shot in the dark, that's not the game or somebody else taking my vote.
Okay.
Interesting.
I like that. So I added to the number. What was the number for 47?
What was it for 47?
Because I know I stole a vote. So I know that Teeny lost a vote on a journey.
Our notes here at 48 had 4 of them, and our line's at 5.5. So I imagine it was higher in season 47.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, because Annika and Kyle lost their vote, and then Teeny lost her vote, and then I stole a vote. That's 4.
I think Caroline lost a vote when they did that Jenga game. Because they always do that challenge post-merge now where it's like 3 versus 3 versus 3, and they're like, all 3 of you are going to lose your vote. And then 2 of them.
That
one person ends up like, they always are throwing this stuff in. I'll start here. So Blake can't copy me, or maybe Blake, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go first. I was trying to look at the 48 prop bet that you can go click and see if they had the 47 stuff. I I think maybe something we had an issue with was 48 was they weren't playing as hard in the merge area. So I'm assuming there'll be harder players this time around, which will make this be somebody's going to lose their vote because they're going to be going for something, and it's going to happen more than 5.5 times. So I'm going to go over.
Okay. Rome?
Will, you want to go? Okay, I'll go next. I'll take the under. I'll take the under. I think that I think that regardless of what people think, I think they do listen to overwhelming feedback, unless it's something like fire making, So I do think that they listen to overwhelming feedback, and people losing their votes and having less agency in the game has definitely, in my opinion, brought in some entertainment value down at tribal councils where people could add their vote and things could have changed up that that would have been drastically different, perhaps. So I think that it's going to be under, because I don't think usually seasons are very close to each other in cycles, right? Like season 47 was very similar to season 48 in like the challenge structure, right? Like at our Earn the Merge, we both had to get up the giant ramp, right? Because they're not going to build another giant ramp for for a season a month later. So usually whatever challenge setups you see in 40, the one season is going to be in the season after it, right? So I'm assuming for 50, Jeff doesn't want to be, making all these people, Sari and Colby and all these people he loves lose their votes, right? I'm pretty sure he's like, play the game, guys.
We hope not, Rome.
We can hope, but
Fire tokens are back.
But I would hope that it goes under, just because it's more fun when players have more agency in the game.
Yeah, and I think 47 and 48, like especially 47, I think there was so much losing votes, and the community did get very vocal. And again, like you said, Rome, they might not say they take fan feedback, but I think if it's that prevalent, Jeff is hearing this. I think the producers are hearing a lot of this. So like, I agree. I think it goes under this 5.5 line. I think it's probably a pretty good line, though. I mean, 6 lost votes would not surprise me at all. So,
okay, all right. One of my favorite ones. I don't know why this is one of my favorite ones, but over under 3.5 rewards at the Sanctuary. And I don't think we went there that much last season, but they used to use it. I think we used to have like 5 times has been the max. I think we've seen 4 times a few times. And then when we started early, it was like 1 or 2 in the early days. But then it's really became popular. Maybe it's waning off a bit. Maybe this number's a little high right now. What do you think?
Did they say the word sanctuary at all in the second half of 48? They're just like, we're going to go do this for a reward. I don't know. I mean,
he even had a catchphrase like, where good things happen. The Sanctuary. Like, it is a branded piece of like the franchise right now. Like, it's part of the show, unless they've gotten rid of it.
That's what I'm wondering is like, I do remember it for 47 of like saying it along with everybody, but then 48, it was like, oh, we're going this way. So I think it's going to be less under than 3.5.
Maybe we lower it to 2.5.
Oh God, that's going to make it way harder for us.
It does make it hard. We want it to be hard.
2.5 I'd go over, but 3.5 I'd go under.
Okay, if it's 2.5 rewards at the Sanctuary, I will say under still.
Okay, we can look at our history here. It looks like they did it 3 times last season, 4 times in 47, 3 in 46, 5 times in 45, 4 in 44. Okay, maybe 3.5 is the better line then. If they've been doing it basically between 3 and 4 times recently.
Okay.
What would you do there if we leave it at 3.5? I don't remember it 3 times last season. That's funny.
I'm still taking the under.
You're still going under?
Yeah, under 3.5.
Cool. So
You know what? I'm gonna go over, because I'm gonna go over, and the reason I'm going I pulled a Phil right there. My bad. I pulled a Phil. I'm going over, and the reason is because the quote unquote biggest move of the season in 47, the quote unquote best episode of the season, the quote unquote best episode of the new era, according to IMDb, was because of a conversation that happened at the Sanctuary. So I'm going to say that they do bring the Sanctuary back to 4 times. So I'm going to go over.
All right. Rome's going over. I'm also going to go over. I have a different reason. I think for 50, they want to make it grand and big. And they might want to go on some rewards that are like off campus a little bit, like go to the waterfall, go to the kids, like go to the yacht or whatever. And so maybe some of those, not only the reward like budget that they have, but also like the ideas, like they've been in this location now for however many seasons, and there's not a whole lot new that you can do, but maybe the helicopter rides and like the more grand rewards, let's save those for 50. And that could lead to some more sanctuary visits here in 49. So I'll go over.
Also sponsorships. Like you got to think like that Applebee's situation made Applebee's spike in a huge way, right? And they clearly noticed
it saved their business, right? I think.
So,
yeah.
it was their version of Red Lobster hiring a CEO. You know what I'm saying? Like it was essentially the same thing. It's a revamp.
What if we did a seafood boil? We have seafood here, and we could make it viral.
Red Lobster would not be. Yeah, we're gonna have fish and rice from Red Lobster.
No, but I think that they could seriously like look. I'm sure that there was a million restaurants that looked at that and were like, oh, we could get that boost too. Because if you think about it, that aired right before like as season 47 and season 48 were filming, right? So like any sponsorship opportunities would happen the next year. So that would be the next cycle, which is 49 and 50. So if there is going to be another big sponsorship with like a restaurant or something like that, it would come in this season, not my season, because it would like deals don't get done that quick, So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I'm going over. There's a lot of reasons why it would be over, and I like Will's reason with the lead up to 50 too. So,
quick follow up question for Rome. What would be the number one restaurant you'd want to see follow up with a Survivor
Red Lobster
ad placement?
Red
really?
Lobster. Yeah, not even a question.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But like, imagine getting a cheddar bait. Well, okay, well. For the people that
I've never
Survivor,
been as hungry as you have.
For the people that have been on Survivor,
for 30 years right now.
Yeah. Imagine what getting a cheddar bay biscuit on an empty stomach would taste like. That would be so great. And then to get some crab legs, you know what I'm saying? To get some shrimp tails, some lobster tails, you know what I'm saying?
Like catching crab out there already.
Crabs were like kind of hard to catch because they're pretty fast, but like I caught like 13 little fish, you know what I'm saying? Like little fish, so that was fun.
Dang. Over under Rome's amount of fish caught on House of Villains season 6. We'll be on that one for sure.
I'm be diving in the goldfish pond.
Speaking of sponsors worth playing for, went ahead and sent us $5. Thank you for that. They said there's not gonna be rewards on 50, too many tribal councils. That is one of my biggest shout outs to those editors. Like, good luck.
Once we hit the merge, it's the exact same as a normal season, though. So
yeah, I imagine we've talked about that. I think they're gonna speed it up early, and then we are gonna. I mean, you need to break up the episodes in some way. You can't do like 2 tribal councils an episode too many times, or else it's just too much talk, vote. Like,
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Yeah, I was about to say, what's wrong with that? Like, that sounds great to me. Like a bunch of double travels. Like, let's get it. Like just imagine when's the last time, if ever, that dang guys, we got 50 minutes till the end of the episode and we're headed to tribal. Like we like that would be crazy because we got 2 full-blown tribals to break down and go through and have an emotional, like, you know what I'm saying? And also, like, if they do double tribals, you know how like after you get voted out, you have your like, well, I got voted out, you know, you have your little video. Are they going to just do them back to back, or like, are they going to like do one and then a commercial break and then go to the next tribal and then do, like, I think that'd be pretty fun. Like you said, the editors got a heck of a time to do with 50, and we're just assuming it's going to be double tribals. We have no idea what's actually going to happen out there.
It's a good point. Like, good luck. It's a good thing we have 90-minute episodes, because that would have been an impossible ask with only.
It's actually triple tribal.
Triple tribal.
Every tribe is going on the first time.
Everyone goes.
Each gets immunity. We're doing 3 tribal councils in the premiere. That's what we're doing.
Oh my god! Please kill me now.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
All right, Blake, have you given us your answer here on
I said I'm gonna go under on Sanctuary because I don't remember it happening a lot last season, and maybe they're phasing it out because they want to do cooler things for 50. So I kind of agreed with somebody that said that. This next one, though, is crazy. Of like, when's the last time there was 6 idols in one season? Is that more frequent than I think?
I think it's over under 5.5 hidden immunity idols found. So you do have basically a baseline of 4. You're gonna have
So,
one per tribe.
Would
and then
something like
one
the
merge.
French fry idol count?
Yes.
I think any form of a hidden immunity idol counts. Yeah.
Wait, is it hidden? Because it's hidden even if you get told where it is, right? Like even if
she has to go somewhere
not
else.
an immunity idol. Like,
yeah. Okay.
You
got an immunity
idol that you have to play.
Okay. Got it.
Yours came out of a chest that you had to go find. I think, unfortunately, Rome is somebody that didn't do this, but I think the trend right now is like somebody finds an idol very early on and has it, keeps it a secret, and has it till final 6. And like we saw Sue do that. We saw, I think, at least like the idols were not a big thing.
I didn't have a choice, by the way. There was no way. There was no physical way for me to keep.
I saw that season. I think what happens to make this number more than 6 or 6 or higher is it gets re-hidden. I don't think it's going to be re-hidden, so I'll go below 5.5, under even.
I think it's over. I think I'm gonna go over here just because from a gameplay standpoint, 48 did not bring it. I know Jeff was a huge fan of 48 because of all the emotional stories that we saw. And there are those people who really enjoyed 48 for that reason. But I do think there's enough people, and I know they didn't get the feedback yet, but enough producers being like, that was kind of a stale gameplay season. Let's inject some energy, put some more idols out there. Again, I think we're working with a minimum of 4 with the 3 tribes and then the 1 merge idol. So if we get 2 idols played, that's 2 idols re-hidden. Or if someone gets voted out with an idol in their pocket, and then we have 1 re-hidden also. So I will go over the 5.5.
I'll go under.
Let's go
under 5.5. Like, I'll go under unless they make it easier to find them. Like those things are not easy to find. Like they do a great job of hiding them. I'll say that. So
yeah, I wonder too. It's like if they want more, if they want the idols to be found, they can just hide them easier, right?
Yeah.
But see, I don't know if
that's one of those things. You have full control as a Survivor production, and they're like, I wish there were more idols. It's like, have them hang out by the water, like literally just open the water thing and they're underneath. Like that's how token teams work.
Put them under someone's pillow.
So like you said, I had an idea for a friend. I was like, what if the very first idol of the game was just, you know how there's a lid to the water well? Imagine when you lift up the water well, if there was just dangling from the thing an idol. And so whoever you're around, all of a sudden there's just an idol dangling there. Whoever grabs it gets it. I think that would be great TV. That'd be hilarious. It would make people in the spur of the moment, if they weren't working with that person, like, oh my goodness. I think things like that would be hilarious. So yeah, I think making them easier to find and like funnier in a way, like, or like more, because I think that's what they try to do with my season with like the box with a box, do something else to increase it to 2 tribal councils and then do it. Like, it's like, you know, I feel like they tried to make mine a little bit more fun. So like maybe there's other ways to make them more fun, you know? So
I like that a lot because you're almost always with somebody. It looks like that's one of like the first camp activities. You're just getting to know somebody, and it's like, all right, here you go. You guys are locked into an alliance, whether you like it or not, or maybe you'll blow up at each other.
One of the first things you do as a tribe is walk to your water well and fill up your canteens. So, like, I think that would just be awesome to see each tribe's reaction to it being right in their water well.
I'm there for it. I will say though, on this idol talk, I don't know if it's been a matter of people not finding them as much as it's been kind of what Blake said. It's like people find them and then they just sit on them. And so like they're not being played, they're not being voted out. And so they're just kind of holding on. And so the show doesn't have an opportunity to rehide them because they can't put too many in the game at once. So you do need people like, you need 46 where it's like every episode, it's like someone going home with an idol in their pocket. Because that clearly went over 5.5 on that season.
Yeah. I mean, that's because people went home with one and then it got re-hidden and found immediately, right?
Found
so like it kind of
voted out.
yeah.
But maybe it was a little change because like some people already had one from like the merge, but it just kept happening.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was definitely wild seeing like those many people go home with idols and then like seeing who went home. I think we saw Tiffany go home with an idol in her pocket. And then The next day, I flew out for
under-
47. So it's like, if I get an idle, I'm playing it, bro. Like, I'm not going to be, sitting here going home early because I didn't play an idle. So that's why.
And the 49ers might have that mentality as well. I know they were able to see 47, but or did they? Maybe they didn't get to see all of 47.
They did. They saw all of 47. So they,
okay.
Yeah. So it was the last season they saw before they played. So, yeah.
All right. Well, this brings us
the emotional moments of 48. Oh, so sad.
That is sad. The only good part.
Shots in the dark. Are they going to be? I think one thing we said in our last week, this is a very nerdy cast. This is a very quirky cast, but this is also a very, I think, going to be game savvy cast. So I think when shots in the dark get played, it's because you're outcast and you're not going to fall for something of like, oh, give me this idol, I'll play it. That happened whenever Q messed with Jess. And that felt bad. She didn't play her shot in the dark. I think these people are going to be savvy, but they're also going to be outcasts, more likely to be the sixth person. And my only shot is the shot in the dark. So I think, what is our number we have here? Because I'm looking at y'all. 1.5. I'm going to go over. There will be at least, I'm going to say there's probably 3 shots in the dark played this time around, because there will be 3 people that need the extra push because they feel outcast.
I'll say over as well. Like, I don't even think this one's a question. I think this one's gonna soar over. This might even hit 4 or 5.
Should we raise the line to 2.5 then?
I think we can get tribal councils where 2 are played in 1 tribal council. Like, I think this is because you got to think. Jeff literally just had an article come out where he was talking about how the players immediately asked, "Are you done casting for 50?" And he said no right before they started playing. So obviously everyone is going to be wanting to make it to 50. They're going to be wanting to, get that last spot, and they're going to do everything that they can possible. So if they get a whiff that they might be out, sure, I'll play it just to maybe increase my chances of coming back in a month. You know what I'm saying? So I think that definitely came into play. And so I would say over. I'd definitely say over. I feel like people are going to be fighting for their life in this game. I can't wait.
And we've also, we've seen people use it in more creative ways. We saw Rachel use it in 47 to basically abstain from voting, don't show where you stand. So there are more kind of creative ways to play beyond just trying to save yourself. So I'm with you. I think the question becomes, it's at 1.5 right now. Do we raise it to 2.5? And would you still go over on 2.5? It sounds like both of you would say yes.
Yeah, I'd go over. I'd go over 2.5 for sure.
I think there's going to be 3. So
okay, so let's raise the line to 2.5. So we all don't have the same thing. I'm going to go under. We've always had it at 1.5. So if I can get that line bumped up a point, I'm going to get that value and I'm going to take under. But you guys are making some good points about why we might see some more shots in the dark. Is it shots in the dark or is it shot in the darks?
Yes.
Is it? I don't know how to phrase it. Shots.
Shots in the dark.
Because I feel like you call it your shot in the dark.
It's shot in the die.
Shot in the die?
That's crazy.
I mean, hey, I guess. I don't know. What did Jeff call it when everyone gave up their shots in the dark? Did he ask?
You just said shots in the dark. So
yeah, shots in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds.
Shot in the darks is crazy. There's not 2 darks.
There's not multiple darks.
There's yeah.
But the unit itself, you have
multiple shots.
You have a 1 in 6 shot in the dark of the.
Yeah.
But the die itself is called your shot in the dark. It's a singular.
There's 2
item.
1 in 6 shots in the dark.
I couldn't keep mine.
What?
Oh yeah, you were the season that got rid of them all, right?
No, you can't keep them though. Even if you don't, because I had mine in my sock. I was about to play it in my tribal, so it was in my sock, and I was one of the first things they were like, "Give me a shot in the dark." I was like, "I can't keep this." I wanted to keep it as a souvenir, but nah.
That's a bummer. Yeah, that's a nice little.
Yeah, it would have been cool, but
they auction it off, or what happens?
I think they just reuse them every season. I think they've just been the same one since.
So someone's got your foot shot in the dark.
How much money is CBS trying to save season to season?
You can't afford more dice?
Hold on.
Hey! My shot in the dark smells like Rome's foot. What's going on here?
You can't even be mad at that. That makes sense to do. Just collect all the shots in the dark, put them in a bag, and then
how much dice cost, Rome? You can buy 55 dice for $10.
Those shots they are nice, bro. The design of them, they are detailed. Every side is different. The art department put in work, so I understand wanting them back. That's why I wanted to keep it because it was pretty cool. But I get it. I get it.
I almost feel like they probably make new ones each season though to fit the art direction. I feel like that has to be the case.
Now that I know I can't take it home, I'm definitely gonna play my shot next time.
Yeah.
I ain't keeping it anyway. Oh man.
Shots in the dark.
There we go. Let's move on to votes negated by idols. The line is set at 4.5. Now this has gone under in, it looks like 6 out of the 8 of the new era seasons. So maybe we gotta move this line down. It's basically though you're betting on, are you gonna have that like one big idol play where you have a lot of votes on one person and they're able to sniff it out, or someone's able to let them know. But if our stats are correct, only in 44 and 45 did we get this going over. We had 12 votes negated by idols in 44, 7 in 45, and then 46 had 0, 47 had 3, and 48 had 3. So what do we think?
47 had 3. Rachel played an idol and she had 3 votes, and I got voted for and I played my idol. So that's 4. So
that's 4. Still under though.
Also 45, the stats are wrong. It's not 7. It's at least 11 because Caleb shot in the dark hit. So it's not 7. It's more than that. So,
but that wouldn't be an idol, right? That would just be a shot in the dark.
Does that not count? Oh, okay. Votes negated by idol specifically, not just shots in the dark. Okay. Ooh. Okay, then yeah. Yeah, then I like the line then. It's only happened once? Dang. Yeah, that's tough.
No, it's twice. It's 4 in 44 and in 45.
45. Okay.
Having back-to-back seasons, we had some correct idol plays. And then Rachel she had the correct idol, but it was at final 6, so there's only 3 votes against her.
Yeah, I'll say over.
Yeah, if this is the best season ever, it better be.
It's the best season ever. Facts. Somebody's getting idol out in a major way. It's the best season ever.
You don't think they're gonna take a shot at Rizgod and he's gonna go, you're out of your mind. It's gonna be over.
He's gonna stand up. You think you could get the Rizgod out?
So you're on over 2, Blake.
Yeah, I might as well. I believe in.
I'm on over. I'm on the over 2, and I think it's fine if we leave the line here, just because if you look at the stats, 6 out of the 8 new era seasons have gone under. So this has not been the trend. We're kind of thinking about this hitting for the first time in a while. So I don't know if we need to alter the line at all.
I think that's fair. I think there's going to be a good amount of people that still go under just because it hasn't happened so often.
Yeah.
When people sign up for this, when they click the link and stuff, are they able to see the stats that are next to it that we're looking at?
No, I mean they can. Hopefully, they listen.
That would drastically
podcast.
Change what I pick. You know what I'm saying? Because if I just in my head think, oh, this happens a ton, then I'd go over. But if I look at the stats and be like, oh, this really doesn't happen that much, then I'd go under. So
I mean, people are free to put in their own research, or they can listen to podcasts. We usually talk through what's happened in the past, and we're not always accurate, but but also sometimes you want to be like, everyone's going to go this way because this has happened, and you kind of want to go off. That's the way you gain points from the pack, is by not going with majority. So
that's true. Okay, all right, I like it.
Okay, moving on to over under 5.5 different players to win individual immunity. This has bounced back and forth.
Apparently, this is the best line of all time.
Yeah, we had 5 and 48, 5 and 47, 5 and 46, 5 and 45. So those all go under. But then we had 6 and 44, 5 and 43, 6 and 42, 5 and 41. So it's either 5 or 6 in every new era season. So we can't really alter the line here. We haven't talked about this cast much. I know Blake had mentioned a few things about maybe them being a little bit more nerdy and quirky, and that might lead them to have some calculations with their shots in the dark. But does this, what is the challenge performance of this cast looking like?
I think what's very interesting is how this is so close. So it's 5, 5, 6, 5, because when you think about even the most dominant Survivor individual people, they have 5 wins, but there's probably 9 competitions. So even if somebody has 5 wins, those other 4 people can be the second, third, fourth, and fifth person that won. So I'm gonna go there will be 6, because I don't really see a dominant person. Maybe Jake Latimer makes it to the merge and wins the first couple, but then as soon as it's something he's not good in, I think people would be like, we don't want him to win everything. And then if he lost that one, that's already 2. somebody else can win a final tribal, or Riz God's gonna win one, Savannah's gonna win one, and then we're already at 4. So you're like, will 2 more people win one? Yes. So I'm gonna go. There will be 6+. So I'll say over.
Rome, hit us.
I'll go under, man. Best season ever. Somebody running it down. You know what I'm saying? So
it's gonna be a challenge beast.
Yeah, man. I think there's gonna be somebody to do better than most others. Like I can see.
Who is your Survivor 49 person that's winning 5 or more?
I have no idea. I
6
wish
or more.
I wish I could. I haven't watched one preseason interview. I haven't watched one like anything.
Just say
yet.
Jake.
Like Jake. There we go. Jake.
Wow.
There we go.
What a prediction here by Rome.
Actually, instead of Jake, I got the person that's going to be showing up to the season 49 premiere watch party in Wichita, Kansas, going down. That's who I got, actually. So, and I ain't gonna say who it is because I'm not allowed to. So there we go. So yeah.
Wait, what
Let's
watch
plug the party now?
Is it
You
the
didn't
Survivor
hear?
49 premiere watch party?
There is, and it's going down in Wichita, Kansas. It's so wild, man. It's going to be going down September 24th. There's going to be a bunch of survivors in the building. It's going to be Venus, Jesse Lopez, myself, Lauren Harp, Abby Maria, David from 48, a season 49 player. We got Davey Rickenbacker. We got Carolyn. We got Jam, we got Rupert that's coming out in the building. It's going to be awesome.
I love Rupert.
The fact that we got Rupert coming to a Survivor watch party, man, it is going to be epic. And we're going to be hanging out, and you're able to, play Mafia with the survivors if you get that ticket, to hang out with them before the watch party actually starts. And we're going to be playing Mafia for a couple hours. So if you want to play Mafia, if you want to play the Traders with Carolyn, if you want to, play Mafia with Rupert and see what he's like, go ahead and get your ticket, man. Come on out to the season 49 premiere party in Wichita, Kansas. And if you're not able to make it there, if you're close to next to LA, next to New York, hit up a Bryce and Wynn party for the premiere too, because they're having premiere parties in LA and New York. So literally there's no
They're having 2?
They're having 2. So there's no excuse to not
Crazy.
be. There's no excuse to not be at a premiere party. If you're in the Midwest, if you're in the middle of the country, come out to Kansas, And if you're in the West Coast, pop out to LA. If you're on the East Coast, hit up New York. But either way, you should be at a watch party regardless. You should find yourself there because it's awesome being able to surround yourself with not only Survivor players, but also just other people that love the show just as much as you. So, yeah.
I do have a question. One of these raffles is a free mani-pedi with Jam. Is it you guys are going to be sitting next to each other, or he is doing the mani-pedi to you?
Oh, so the next morning after the event, they are going to be Jam is going to be going out with whoever wins the raffle, and they are going to be getting a full manicure pedicure with Jam, and they're going to be, it's fully paid for, everything's all covered and all that stuff. So not gonna have to.
That's the grand prize, right? Like, I'm sure you could look at the pop on your shelf for the rest of your life, but a mani-pedi with Jam is forever.
Yeah, you sold Blake, I think.
Yeah, it should be a good time. We got definitely a few things in the works, and it's gonna be really fun for all the players coming out. And hey, if anyone out there in the reality TV world wants to pop out, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Just send me a DM, shoot me a message, and we'll figure it out. Make sure you're all set and good to go. So anyone wants to come out, it's gonna be a great time. I know like Danny Boatwright and Sandra, they're gonna be out in Kansas as well during that weekend. Or during those few days. So I don't think they're going to be popping out to the watch party, but I know we're going to be hanging out with them like the next day. It's going to be fun. So I can't wait. It's going to be a great time. And shout out to all the legends that are popping out and showing up.
Amazing.
Nurtured by nurses too. That's cool.
Oh yeah. They're the ones that are they're putting it on. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that stuff. So it's going to be fun. Shout out to them.
Well, I'll have to get to Kansas one of these days.
If you've never been, now's a great excuse to go.
There's the pancake race in Liberal that I almost went by once, but
okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've stopped at a Subway there multiple times on the way to North Dakota, but okay. What's next? So we don't do this for 8 hours. Quits or meta?
Is it a specific Subway or like just a Subway?
It's we would stop at the same hotels and same restaurants going from Texas to North Dakota. And it was like The Subways here are so good because the cookies they would give you extra
How
cookies.
can one Subway be better than another sub?
I just told you they got extra cookies. This was back when you could use your coupons.
I don't know.
Subway
They were nice.
Destination restaurant.
I'm going over on the immunity winners, even though it's not hasn't happened the most often in the new era. I think they're starting to give out the one for each man, one for each woman, and the challenges are so they're not geared towards like one skill set. Like they're so kind of like anyone can be good at them. So I like the randomness. I'm going to take the over on that one. All right. What is our next? Oh yeah, medevacs. Blake, you just said it. 0.5. Quits or medevacs?
Is somebody getting hurt badly in a challenge? Is somebody lying about their medication? Is somebody...
Remember that thing with Randon that happened? Like you get some bizarre, just like it's just happens.
Is there a bug that's gonna bite you and hit your nerve? Like, it kind of sucks to think of that, but like, I think that's more likely to happen to me if I went on the show. But is there anybody that looks like me on the show this season? Not really. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be 0 medevacs this season. We will get through this season with a clean slate. I'm gonna go under.
I'm going under as well. One thing, like you said, the Randon situation was so wild that got talked about a ridiculous amount at nighttime when we were sleeping, like how not to make sure we don't sleep on the bamboo wrong so our shoulders fall asleep, because that is a real thing with the bamboo crevices being so hard that like sometimes they will just cut off your circulation and you don't even realize it until and you'll just wake up and your arms like numb and you'll shake it. Like I know it happened a few times just from sleeping on bamboo. So that's why I started sleeping on the sand, just because I didn't want that to happen. So like I didn't even sleep on
I do that on my couch currently too. Like I get it.
Sleeping hurts sometimes.
So I think two things about this, right? I don't think there's going to be any medevacs because people are more aware of not wanting to have a Bruce situation happen to them, or not wanting, you know what I'm saying, something like that to happen to them. So like we've seen that happen before and people are more aware of it, the Randon situation, like we said. So I think that people are going to be more careful in challenges from here on out. I know that they preach safety a ton in challenges while I was out there. So I don't see that there's going to be a medevac this season. And then when it comes to quits, like, I don't think Survivor's casting quitters anymore. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I would be very surprised if anyone ever quit Survivor ever again. I'll be very serious.
What do you think they changed in the casting process to avoid quitters?
I was going to say, I feel like the new era has I feel like there's not more like tons of people, but there's been more of this quitting in their minds. Like we've seen it seep out a little bit, and for that reason, and just to not have the same, I'm going to go over. I think somebody quits or somebody gets hurt. You could do all you want. You can take all the precautions necessary, but like you're out in the wilderness, you are doing these challenges, and it is hard to get somebody to quit or someone to have to get medically evacuated. Or, I mean, like the B situation was crazy. I mean, it affected her life as an athlete, like outside the game. Like,
Jeff did say this is like the hottest season ever, right? He said this is the hottest season ever. We just saw Andy literally have like get overheated and have his situation in episode 1, right? Like, and it is hot out there. Like, let me tell you, like, it wasn't like just
heat
Andy.
stroke's a real thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like you can ask anyone that was on my tribe. Like after that individual immunity challenge where Andy, had his situation, was on the ground. Literally, we were waiting for the other tribes to finish so long. We were just sitting in the baking sun. So when we went back to the tents around the corner, we're in these closed tents in this super hot climate, and I'm sitting here sweating. My lips started to shake and my toes started to shake, and I would ask the medic, what's wrong? They said, you're overheating, go to the doctor. So I went to the medic, and they put that same ice blanket around me and had me sit on the ground. Like, it's a real thing that can happen, and none of that got shown. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can go down out there that just never gets shown. You know what I'm saying? So like, people can definitely overheat, and if this is one of the hottest seasons ever, dang, that might make me switch my
from no one's gonna quit. Okay, you're saying quits.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's gonna quit. And I think people are being careful. So I'm still gonna go under, but like Jeff saying it's the hottest season ever, that makes me like a little bit like, okay, maybe something does happen. Who knows? But just because it's hot out there.
Jeff's body just can't handle heat as easy as it did the last 20 years. It's getting hotter. Jeff, you're getting weaker. Come on.
Listen, I'm from Phoenix, and trust me, it was hot. Okay, it was hot. That's all I gotta say.
All right, let's move on, and we'll try to speed through a couple of these.
Yes.
To make sure we're on the right pacing.
Journeys again?
Over under 3.5 journeys.
I'm gonna go over. There's a bunch of stuff in the pre-merge.
Yeah, I'll say over.
Over. We all. You know what? Yeah, I'll go over too. I don't know if we need to move the line, but like,
It's close.
Jeff loves journeys, right? We are in the journey era. Like,
I feel like 4 is the standard, right? Like, am I wrong? There's 2 post-merge and 2 pre-merge. So, like, 4 is the standard, unless something else happens.
We've definitely seen some with 3, and like, because you have the one in the premiere that we don't count. It's like the Sweat versus Savvy thing that we said that's not a journey because it's more of a challenge to win stuff. But it's like
48 and 47 both had 4 at least, because we had my journey that I went on, we had Teeny's journey she went on, we had Rachel's journey that she went on, and we had Caroline's journey she went on with other people, right? So that's at least 4 right there. 48 had 4 as well. So,
but hey, if they're maybe listening to the fans who are not, if we're thinking they're going to dial back their lost votes and they're dialed back the randomness, and I know the journeys is something maybe they sprinkle fewer in because they know the fans are in love with them. Maybe we're all going over though.
Yeah, I'll take the over. I think it's gonna be 4. I think that's the perfect number.
Okay, over under 4.5 endurance challenges. We had 5 on season 38.
Endurance challenges, it feels like they're always not part of the pre-merge, but they are the first. This is all we got for the first 5 episodes of the merge, even including. I do think one of those maybe goes away because it's the 12 down to 10. So we lose nobody goes home individually in the 11th spot. So you lose one challenge like that. But I do think there will be 5 endurance challenges from 12 down to like 6.
Yeah, we're not counting this as just a stationary challenge. Like if you're building a house of cards up, that's still a race. That's not an endurance challenge. Like endurance is when you are the last one left doing something. So it's not every challenge where you're stationary at a station doing, like, it depends on the type.
Is
but yeah,
motion an endurance challenge?
Yes, because you need to be the last one left. You're not racing to complete something. But I think it's been usually between 4 and 5. So we're at 4.5. I'll take under just because I hope we see some variety, and we've seen a lot of endurance lately. I don't mind an endurance challenge, but we can mix it up.
I'll go under. I'll go under. I think more of the endurance challenges are going to be on 50 than on 40, 49. I feel like
That's
we're
a good point
see,
too.
I feel like we're going to see more on 50. So I'll say that. And plus that's how 47, 48 went, right? So I'm just assuming it's going to be the same pattern with like less and then more. So, because I don't even, how many did 47 had? Like 2? Like
I think it probably had. I'm trying to remember. I think it probably had at least 3.
I think 3. Yeah, the one where
they were like, Rome would be good at this. Let's go ahead and put more puzzles in.
More puzzles.
Gotta get this guy out of here.
Yeah. It was so funny because literally I went home after that. Every challenge that happened, I'm just like, bro, I wish I could have did this one. Like, it's like, oh man, oh man, that's funny. But yeah, either way, I think that I would go for sure under on 49. Just because, like you said, you don't see too many, like you said it, you're like, I haven't done too much breaking down to the cast, but you said you don't see too many potential challenge beasts on this cast, right? So
doesn't look like the most physical group if you're just looking at the broad far away.
Yeah. So I don't think they're gonna have them doing a bunch of endurance challenge. I think it's gonna be more of a puzzle based season. So
yeah. All right. Do we think there's gonna be a tribe swap? I hope so. So I'm going to go over. Last season we did have one, and I think we've had it the last couple seasons. But so maybe that's a reason that they're going to go back to no swap, because you had it in 47, right?
Tribe swaps only happen when they're forced. That's the only time it happens in the new era.
When a tribe is just getting absolutely
If they're not, there's not going to be a tribe swap. Yeah.
I don't see one on 48 because we had Kyle and Camilla go with like Cheyenne, Joe, and Eva. So like they did do one last season.
Yeah, but didn't they need to?
Did they?
I actually don't.
Did we have a disaster tribe last season?
I know the Orange tribe won like every challenge early on, so they never went. So I think if one tribe loses 2 before another tribe loses 1, then like you kind of have to.
Oh, they do it to even out the numbers.
Yeah, you have to even out the numbers because the challenges are still made for 5 people to do, even after 3 votes. So after 3 votes, if you're not able to do 5-5-5, you have to do a swap, you know? So it only has happened when it's forced so far.
Is this speculation or thought process? Because we had Green lose 3 times in a row. That's why Cedric is the king of the pre-merge. So it legitimately was, we have to do this.
We had to do it. Yeah. It's only because, that's what I'm saying. And on the greatest season ever, there's no disaster tribes. Okay. So I got under.
Under. Okay.
I don't think
Blake?
I don't think there's gonna be a disaster tribe.
I think if I could quantify what I love about Survivor and what makes a better season, I don't think I've ever been like, swapping is boring. So I'm hoping there is a swap, even if it isn't a mandatory kill switch scenario doomsday thing, where it is like, no, we're planning on swapping after 4 just to get some interactions to mix people up. Like, I think relying on journeys or sanctuaries of 28 minutes while we eat Cheddar Bay biscuits, is that enough to mix the tribes, or let's do days and days? So I'm going to be like, pretend it's a purist and be like, I hope there's a tribe swap, so there will be one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. And I still hope we have yet to see any instance of the new era where there are exactly 2 tribes at once. Has not happened. I've said that for like 5 seasons in a row now. Can we go from 3 to 2? Is that possible?
That'd be
Let's
fun.
get that. All right, Blake, what's the next one?
The next one. Will there be over or under 4.5 players with 60 confessionals or more?
Yeah, this is like, how many stars are on the season? Do we have a couple stars really taking over?
Who had 60 confessionals on 47?
There's 5 of them.
Andy, Sam, Rachel, Teeny, maybe. I mean, once you're at 90-minute episodes, you get to the.
Let me go look. Survivor 47.
I know, I'm googling it too.
Once you get to the finale, I mean, they really eat up. It's like, but I can read off our history here. 48 had 4, 47 had 5, 46 only had 3, because that was like, I think, very Q.
It's pretty much everyone at the end besides Sue. Yeah.
45 had 6, and we had the Reba 4 there, maybe distributing that out, and we had, Jake and Katura.
I think you would have gotten there if you had one more episode, Rome.
Yeah, I don't even know how many I was at. How many was I at?
You were at 38.
38? Okay. Yeah, I know. I still
one more episode.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I'm fine. I broke the record that was there since season 4, so I'm fine. Most confessionals for a pre-merger still stands till this day, because Say made it 1 vote further than me, so she technically made the merge. So she broke that record. So she's got the record for a pre-juror, and I've got the record for pre-merger. So we both hold our record, our own records, which is pretty cool.
Because you didn't earn the merge or something. That's the technicality.
Yeah, I did not earn the merge, even though I was living with everyone. So I didn't earn it.
That's right.
I didn't earn it, even though I was there.
Merge beat at the merge camp, but you technically didn't merge.
Noted non-urge murder Rome is here to play over under with the specialist boys.
I don't know. I'm not getting great vibes from the cast, so I think there's going to be a few standouts, especially with knowing that we have 2 of them playing on 50. I think you could lean towards like, hey, let's build up our 2 characters that we know are playing again on the very next season. So I think this is going to be top heavy confessional wise, and I'm going to go under the 4.5.
I was just about to say, I think that this is going to be the first season where whoever happens to end up being the winner of the season, I feel like it'll be a very noticeable edit for the people that are looking for it. That's my guess, just because I feel like there's, assumptions flying around everywhere and things like that, just because of, season 50 casting and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm with this in the same boat as well. I'd say under.
I will go ahead and say over, because I do think there's a couple people that are very chatty. Yes, 60 is a lot, but if those very chatty people do make it to merge, I'm thinking, are we gonna hear whatever Riz God thinks will be literally on the show? Like, I'm not worried about him. I think whoever wins the whole show will be another one. And I think another person who I can see them on the show being this person is Sophie B.
Which one? Which Sophie?
that's no Sophie, of like just somebody who's so chatty and like, let's go ahead and hear what she's saying before this happens, after this happens, during this happens, and let's go back to her after we get back from commercial. I think there's going to be a clear narrator on at least 2 of these tribes, a winner, and if that's not Rizgod, there's already 4. So I'm going to go over on this and just be like, please, Survivor, let's make it both 90-minute episodes, but also what is it called? Balanced editing.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're moving into Disaster Tribe, and I know, Rome, you just had put a bet out where you're like, there's not going to be Disaster Tribe. That was when we talked about tribe swaps. But are we doing over under 3.5 members of a single tribe to miss the merge? So you can hedge your bets here, or you can double down.
Hedge.
Well, no, you can still hit both, like even with under 3.5.
Well, that's what I mean. If you go under, you're saying there's not going to be a Disaster Tribe. If you go over, then you're saying you are losing 4 out of, from a starting tribe of 6, which is kind of Disaster Tribe territory. I guess
so
does
this include? I was about to say, does this include mergatory? Because if you make it to mergatory and then lose another member of your tribe, but they didn't make the merge, so they made the.
It says here that Say technically made the merge.
Yeah, she did. She's
a merge earner. Yes.
I think we're going by the letter of the law, where you got to earn the merge.
Okay. Then. Dang, that's tough.
Yeah, like, are we going to get down to 2?
I'd still say
2
under.
players from a tribe.
Under. No, I still say under. Under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under also, just because, especially what you're saying with the tribe swap, if we do get down to like 3, maybe there are swaps saved, and then usually at that point, the tribe that's down to 3 is not looked at as a threat. So I'll go under there also.
I'll say over just to be different, because I want to win this game. And the way to win over under is not to, I got to break rank somewhere here, That's
true. But we also are saying if it's the best tribe ever, or best season ever, as Rome is thinking here, that like, no disaster.
There will be a Matt Singh on this season. And Rizgod and Savannah are the last 2, and they pull Malcolm and Denise or something.
Yeah, just a little bit of history on this. We had 4 people from UA in 41 missed the merge. 3 in 42. 43 was even. 44, the 3 Tika went home, so that would still go under. In 45, we had that Disaster Lulu tribe. 4 of them missed it. 46, it was 3. 47 was 3. 48 was 3. So we have not hit this bet since Lulu in 45.
Jeez.
I think
very bad for me.
I think that my definition of a disaster tribe isn't this description. I think a disaster tribe is losing 3 out of 4 of the first individual immunity challenges. I think that's the definition of a disaster tribe.
You're right. So like the Janu tribe in 46, they had
like,
3
you can't
people
tell me,
they got saved by the quit. They were supposed to go.
But you can't tell me Yanu isn't a disaster tribe. They clearly are. We called it that every single time. So,
but they got saved by the Randon situation, where they did lose the challenge, but they didn't have to vote anybody out. So if they did have to go to tribal council, they would have gotten down.
They would have. Yeah. That would have been 4 in a row, right? So
yeah, they would have gone down to just 2 players, and they would have hit this bet. So like that's the asterisk right there. But I hear you. Okay. Now we have the age of the winner, but we're losing that because there's too much speculation. Everyone thinks Rizzo or Savannah wins, like, and Phil brought this up. Like, what if they don't? Like, we're only thinking about these 2 people. Like, we didn't see Tommy come back for Winners at War. Like, they maybe don't want their winner who just won to come back immediately and play again. So, like,
I mean, they had Kyle.
A world
so
where like we don't know who the winner. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's so sure of that. Don't be so sure, everybody. Over under 4.5 reward challenges. Doesn't include combo immunity reward challenge. So these are like the challenges where you're just playing for reward. We had
unfortunately, I'm gonna go under here because they're saving money and they don't want to buy you guys fishing gear if they don't have to. So
I mean, the fishing gear is going to be with one of the immunities,
right, but like,
anyway.
Like if they buy you guys fishing gear, they're gonna ask for some cookies. If you buy them cookies, they're gonna ask for milk. So if we're saving money and we don't even let people take shot in the darks home, they're not getting reward challenges unless they're a combo.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're bouncing between 5 and 4 here. So it's kind of like whatever you think.
Whew. Does this include things like the hot dog social, where you get one hot dog with no condiments?
I guess that's a reward.
Is that a reward? Because we did a whole challenge for that reward. So
Technically a reward, Rome. Even though that was crazy. Hot dogs without condiments is nuts.
I don't think I would even. You guys are hungry, but were you that hungry?
Honestly, you know what's so funny? Like when like you see them walking off and you're like, dang, I don't get to go to the hot dog social. In my head, the hot dog social is hot dogs everywhere, right? Like condiments everywhere, a whole bar with condiments, all that stuff. So when Teeny gets back and, you know, she's all looking sad, like everyone's probably thinking like, oh man, she's just, you know, acting sad because she was like, so like, I don't mean to like sound like, you know, like I don't know.
Ungrateful.
Like, ungrateful. This is exactly what she said. She's like, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but like, we only got one hot dog. Like there was no condiments. Like it was, and so our like all of us as a tribe, we kind of went from like, oh, we didn't get to go to like, oh, we didn't like, oh, that's what we missed out on. Like if she's telling the truth, like, oh, that's it. Like, you know, so it was definitely pretty funny.
Who's making those decisions to not give you guys ketchup? We got to talk to them.
They had the vegan dog though. They had the vegan dog, but no condiments.
It's good too. Yeah.
So, you know, when they went back to the store and grabbed the vegan dog.
I'm sure Kyle was so happy he got to eat a vegan dog without.
And then right after he ate chicken wings. So it's like he immediately was like, I thank you, production, for going out your way and giving me this vegan food and then immediately eating a chicken wing after this.
Oh hilarious. My gosh.
You know.
Everyone could have had ketchup if it weren't for the vegan dog.
Maybe.
That's crazy that vegan dog basically flew from America to Fiji just so Kyle could eat it.
Maybe. I think Fiji has vegan hot dogs in their stores. Okay.
I've never been. I don't know how Fiji works.
is nice. It's nice, bro. Like we went out to the city. Like it's a very well done up country. Like it's not like, you know, like we're not in the jungle everywhere, you know. That's a nice
if there was a book called Vegan in Fiji, I would read it just to try and
tips on how to go on Survivor. That could be tip number 1.
Yeah.
All right. What do we think here? Rewards.
Under.
Blake's under.
Under.
Oh, I'll go over then. I'll be different on this one.
I'll go under 2 just because I don't know. I feel like Rome and it's been 2 versus 1 against Blake for so long these past few. So I have to stop agreeing with Rome. But this has been bouncing back and forth. Yeah, they're saving money for 50. That reason is good enough for me.
I have one quick thing before we go to the next one because we killed the mentions the podcast. I think if we want to bring this one back, even though we said we didn't, and 50 doesn't make sense, but if we want to bring it back for 51, I think you switch it from On Fire or Rob has a podcast or Phil has a specialist to I watched that commercial where Jeff was like, get off the couch and apply. Yes, I'm talking to you. Because I think 5 people mentioned that in their like beginning 1-minute clip of like, my wife was literally looking at me and I was like, I guess that could be me. And you're like, is that interesting as a casting story? Not to me. I don't know if everybody's at home being like, that is so inspirational.
Yeah.
But it's like, you work for NASA. Like, it's not, you came up with the commercial got me. It's your freaking job, brother. You're a rocket
it's not that
scientist.
inspiring of a story for it to be repeated as much as it is. I was watching the show and it said apply now, and I saw the website, so I clicked on it. That's my story.
Who is printing that and clicking yes?
Ooh. Wow, that is a funny one, Blake. But we don't have anything to kick off. I think I like the rest of the ones we have. Because I like this one. This one fluctuates like crazy. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we have it set at 7.5 over under players to get a backstory montage. This is as high as like 12, 13, 14 in seasons 41 and 42. Recently, I think season 48 had like 3 or 4 maybe. It bounces and it's not consistent. You'll see like 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll see like 10, 11, 12. It just kind of depends what they're feeling that season or what the cast is like.
Season 47 only had 3.
Well, you only had 3.
I don't even think we got one for our winner. Did Rachel even have one? I don't even think she got one. Like it was only.
I'm a graphic designer.
As a graphic designer.
Yeah. Could have done a whole story about that. All my life, people have been making fun of my profession that I can't win Survivor because I'm a graphic designer.
But I'm here to prove them wrong. My spatial awareness is going to be putting me right where I
can
need to
evenly
be.
space all the buttons just like my tribe members.
Yeah, I've got kerning going for me. Only that's getting posted right now.
Okay, so Rome is under, or it sounds like you're going under, Rome.
Yeah, I'm going under because, like I said, they listened to feedback. 47 and 48 both went under this line. I think that people got sick of sob stories, and so yeah, like there was only 3 on my season, and 2 of them were in literally the first 2 minutes of my season. So aside from that, the only backstory that we had was Teeny's when her bag was burning. Right, that was it. That was the only one we had aside from the literal intro of the show where they showed Sam doing his musical background play stuff, and then like they showed a Kyle flashback as well, like for 20 seconds.
We did get Kyle, yeah. We got some photos of him.
So we had Kyle, Sam, and Teeny. That was it on my season. Nobody else had one.
They never did some plain school stuff with Sue at all?
I don't think they did like a huge thing with her. They might have done something quick. I think she just talked about being a pilot, but she might have. I don't know. I don't really remember.
With this cast, I've watched a lot of their casting videos. A lot of them do talk about their childhood, their upbringing, or feeling like a nerd in some way, or like talking about their parents immigrating. It just feels like what they've chosen to show us in these minute videos, like the very little we know about season 49, it does feel like a lot of these players like talking about their history and backstory. And so I don't know if it's necessarily the Survivor producers saying like, oh, we're not going to do this season, or let's really do a lot this season. I think they take what the players give them. And if the players are bringing it up more frequently, then there's going to be more opportunity for it. And if they do it a few times, maybe it's like it fits the motif of the individual season. So like I will go over here. I just get that vibe from the cast. Blake, what say you?
I don't know if this is the right word of academic, but I think the way to think about this more critically is, are our contestants more impressive on paper, or are their personalities more impressive? And I think whenever we were casting backgrounds and they weren't giving personality background of this is why they're on the show, they are impressive in this other stuff. Maybe they're not as lively in the day for the first 3 days here, but this is what we're putting on the thing. And now as the new era has gone a different way, it is these people have great personalities too. Like, let's let Andy talk. We don't need to hear about Andy's job. And Andy's just a random pick here, not what I'm actually trying to make a point on. But like, I think whenever somebody goes, I'm the first Albanian, it does make sense to get the background on that. We've got a couple Canadians. Canada is important to me. I know there's at least one other person who it does not look like she would have been in the military. So I think there'll be here's my flashback of my military dress. And like, I was in the military. That's crazy. I'm going to bring that type of stuff. We saw that with Swati. So I think that'll happen again with Sage. But it's 7.5. I feel like we should like lower this line to like 5.5. And then I would click over.
I was going to say 4.5. I'd still take the under.
Well, maybe we do 6.5. We'll lower 1 point because that.
Like, Will, you even said yourself that you think that this is going to be a top-heavy season confessional-wise. So you really think they're going to focus on multiple people's backstories?
It feels just like what the players are this season. It feels like so many of them. I already know about their backstories a little bit. At least that's what the show is choosing to focus on. But yeah, I mean, it has been low of late. So I mean, I'm down to put it to 5.5 or 6.5.
Jeremiah's about to talk about his family. I can tell you that.
Like we've seen it go down to like 3 or 4, and then the next season go up to like 8 or 9. Like we do have a pattern of it like fluctuating. So I can't give too much credence to just the past 2 seasons. But like, yeah, again, the cast gives me the vibes. But I'm down to drop the line. I already took the over, so I'm down to drop the line. If we want to make it 6.5 or 5.5,
let's do 6.5 so we don't try to juice it too bad. Get in trouble. I'll say over. So Will's over, Blake's over, Rome is under.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Can I get a plus 500 odds at under 3.5?
Oh, you want the alt line?
The alt line, yeah.
Yeah, maybe at some point when we have this up on an app or something, or like the real TV fantasy, real time fantasy, whatever. I forget what's our fantasy provider, Phil? Real TV fantasy, I want to say. Check out our fantasy draft if you have it. You can play, real quick. And join us there. Maybe we can get the prop bet game logged up on there, and then you can take some alt lines to really juice up your score. That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Okay, we are now moving to past players mentioned. And I think this is also one that's fluctuated, where I think 46 had like a bunch. 47, I don't quite recall. And I think this was it went under last season. I think it was about like 3 or 4. So it's do people name drop prior Survivor players? Line is 7.5. Rome is pointing up.
I would take over 9.5 on this line. Season 50 is getting ready to come up. If anyone gets mentioned that was on that season, that's gonna get shown. Like I just think, like, and this is the thing, we talk, at least my tribe, we talked about former Survivor players nonstop. Like there was a lot of times where we went down, talked about like our favorite winners. That's where like we had me and Asia had a whole heated argument out there about Yule being a good winner or not. Like we had a whole heated, and it went on for like 30 minutes. None of it was shown. Like I remember in the group chat after the season, we were all like, man, like they gonna show that one scene with Rome and Asia, but they never showed it, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we were going back and forth, just passionate about something, and it was just two people that do podcasts, things like that, just yapping. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty fun, pretty entertaining, but didn't get shown. So we talk about them a lot. So it's really just up to production, in my opinion, whether or not they show it. So I think that they'll show past players getting talked about on this season if they're referenced. So I'm going over.
Yeah, I like the 50 thinking there, that like if you mention one of these players going out for 50, that they're going to want to get that Survivor player's name out.
My favorite Survivor player is Chrissy Hoffbeck. I'm not sure if you remember her. And then they'll be like, Chrissy's face in the fire.
Do we count if Jeff mentions the name or not when he's like talking about challenge records and stuff like that? I don't know if we count that. I think it has to be mentioned.
That's above my pay grade, I think. Yeah.
I think it's got to be mentioned by the cast members themselves and not Jeff. I don't know.
Yeah.
We moved the line. I kind of like your thinking.
I'd say over. I wish I knew like what each New Era season's number was for this. But
I think just know that it's at 7.5, so it's gone under this number and over this number multiple times, or else it would be not like it wouldn't be where it is.
I'll go over then.
I still like.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the opposite of whatever Will says. So Will, you go first.
I think I like the over. I like Rome's thinking.
What's crazy is I'm gonna say under, because I think if there is one like, we're gonna feel really bad about this. Just like they feel bad about 39 for different reasons, but like 39 and 40, people go like, oh, 40 was so cool because it was Winners at War. But do they really? I think if they learn anything from that, it'll be like, we should probably keep this as separate as 50. 50 will have its day in February. Let's try not to. I think that would be a note that would maybe be in the back of editors' minds of like, is it more interesting? No offense to what you just said, Rome. Is it more interesting to see some current strategy talk or talking about old seasons of Survivor? And like, I think there's steps that haven't been made in 49 and that are cooler than what happened back in 55, 45.
I mean, it's like the little things. Like even I had a confessional where I was like, if Boston Rob's a godfather, there's got to be a godson somewhere, right? Like little things like that. It's still a mention of a former Survivor player. So like, I think definitely we're gonna get over. So
it's too late to change.
Hey, it went under last season, so it's not like this is a crazy low line. But I do like the lead into 50. All right, now we are on to Rome's bets that we've added in. So we have 3 left. Challenges that end in puzzles. So what do we think? We got to set a line first.
We got to set a line. There will be 5.5.
I think it's gonna be. I would set it at like
There
Like
was
6.5.
7. There was 7 in 47, and there was 6 in 46 that ended in a puzzle. If I'm
I think
remembering correctly.
Perfect.
I think
6.5
6.5
it
is the
Yeah.
is the line, because you're gonna get 3 to 4 pre-merge, 3 to 4 post-merge, and then
Yeah,
I
think
would put it at 6.5, and I'll take the over, because I think puzzles are just so common in Survivor.
I think that the challenges, in my opinion, at least with 47 and 48, were very much based off who was cast. Like, I mean, if you look at 48's cast and then look at the individual immunity challenges on that season, like, how many of them are just based off how strong you are or how long you can hold something up or endure? You know what I'm saying? Like, 47 was a ton of puzzles and, you know what I'm saying? Like, the quote unquote nerdy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely think that based off my cast, that fit more of who was out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that definitely makes sense. So I'd say for 49, if you guys are saying that they're not the most stacked lineup, then I'd probably say over for puzzles, for challenges ending in a puzzle.
Do we need to move the line here, Blake?
7.5. No, I said the wrong number. I looked at the wrong number. 6.5.
Yeah, that's 6.5 now.
How many pre-merge challenges are there?
There's only 5, right?
5
pre-merge challenges.
Yeah.
And then it's 5 pre-merge challenges and like 3 reward challenges in merge.
But also the marooning challenges. There's the marooning challenge in the puzzle.
My God.
So you got to think like on my season, we had 4 or 5 puzzles pre-merge. We had the marooning challenge that ended in a puzzle. We had the first immunity challenge that ended in a puzzle. We had the third immunity challenge that ended in a puzzle, the water one that we failed. We have the fourth one that I didn't get a piece on. And then we got the 5th one that we barely last second saved. So we had 5 pre-merge challenges end in puzzles on my season. And I'm awful at puzzles.
So maybe we gotta up it to 7.5.
maybe that's where I'd still take the over. Why not? I'd take over. I'd say they go 8. Why not?
Okay, I will do under on that one then.
All
Not
right.
to be different, but like I think it is exactly 7 is what I would say.
That
Sorry
seems
for-
like a likely number. And we're not counting like the one where you're holding out the table and you have to spell immunity out. It's like, you're spelling immunity. That's not a puzzle.
There are
It's a
puzzle
game.
pieces, not
There are
not
blocks
letters.
with letters, but it's not necessarily a puzzle. So
And it's also not the only thing you do. You know what I'm saying? Like puzzles at the end of a bunch of other
you
things.
should know how to spell immunity. That's not the hard part of the challenge, at least. It shouldn't be. All right, here we go.
Oh, do you
Original?
consider I want to ask you this real quick about this one. Do you consider the archway thing a puzzle where you got to not only put it in the correct order, but also like hold it up? Because there's a time in the puzzle where everyone knows the word. It's just everyone's struggling to arch it. You know what I'm saying? So do you consider that a puzzle?
I would still call it a puzzle because you do have to figure out what the order
It has
of
to be in the
blocks are.
correct order, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's get it.
All right. Chants or original songs?
I feel like the line should be like 1.5.
I think 1.5 is what I was thinking. 1.5 or 2.5 here. I think you're gonna get 1. Do you get a second one?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go over. I go over at 1.5.
I think this is a trend, and I think when you're thinking about a TV show, whenever it was like, how do we get Star's thought process? And it's like, it's a lot cooler if we do a montage to Star going, everybody is plotting. And I think they'll not fish for it, but be like, even the Shan thing is so memorable still, that is what I remember from that season. So it's an easy way to edit to. It's an easy way to make a memorable moment. I think they're going to fish for it a little more as we trend. There's not a lot of singers in 50. Haha. Is Coach going to do this? No. Is Suri going to do this? No. But like some 49 person who is like angling for a spot on 50, like we're saying, like maybe we're going to play a little harder. I'm more likely to sing a chant if it gets me on 50 next season too. I'm going to go over on this one.
Yep.
We need to move the line. I don't know. I think part of what Jeff tries to do, or at least he he makes an attempt at doing it each season as being like, this season was the season of blank. And it's like 48 was the season of pears and 46 was the musical season. And like, what was 47? The season of pizza and pasta in Italy. Like, whatever it is.
Community. That's what
was it community? Yes. And like we just got a lot of this chanting in this new editing, so maybe he wants 49 to have its own flavor and its like own variety. And I know 48 wasn't the season of song, but like it kind of was. So like I'll go under. I think maybe we get a song or a chant. It has to be original too. Like if you're rooting on your tribe, I don't think that counts. Like unless you're really singing, if you make like a rap or a song about your tribe, if you're like, let's go, Vulu, come on, let's go, like. You're not singing. It's got to be a song or a rap. It's got to have some melody. It's got to have some original lyrics. This isn't just yelling. Okay. So,
and if a tribe walks into a challenge doing a chant, I think that counts.
Like they did in what was that? Nicaragua, I think.
Yeah. I wanted to do that after the second immunity challenge going into the third one.
They shot you down.
My tribe didn't want to do it. No, they didn't want to do it. I wanted to bring it back so bad. It would have been so much fun.
How many times? Not to mess with you, Rome. Thank you for doing this. How many times did you suggest something and everyone else go, no, we're not going to do that?
I mean, shoot, a ton. Hey, you guys want to get the pot ready? You guys want to make the fire? You guys want to help me a little bit while I'm catching all these fish? No, everyone. No, we're good. So yeah,
all right.
Yeah, it happened a lot.
All right.
Okay,
and that's 19 of them. So our 20th one.
We're down to one left.
Yeah.
And how do we say this the right way?
Under. How many times an idol was not used at a tribal council?
Gotcha. And is the number for this 25? Because there could be multiple idols, or no, there's not even 25 tribals. What a weird number to say. Or is it?
But multiple people could hold idols through multiple tribals. Like Sue by herself.
Individual idol times each individual idol is not used at tribal council.
Yeah, because like Sue found her idol at 14 or 13 people and never used it, so that's 10 tribals. So that's 10 alone from one player on my season. So I think the number could be like 16, 17.
Yeah, I was thinking like 17 and a half.
I think if they give them full blown idols instead of like the good for one tribal like my season, I think that it'll go over that. I think I'd say the over 17 and a half. Like that's a close line though. I might take the under. That's like right there.
Yeah, I think have we seen these expiring idols? I know we saw it in 47. I don't know. They do like to put those in. I don't know if we saw that in 48. Did we?
No, they immediately. No,
if they're fuller idols, then it maybe goes over. I don't know. I think there's still this cast also though is coming off watching 46. I know it wasn't the last thing they saw, but like 46 is still fresh in their minds here because 48 they hadn't seen whatsoever, and so it's only one season removed here, and that was the season of not playing your idol. So that might lead people to play it more. So I will go under 17 and a half.
We might need to move the line a little bit because I'm going to go under 17 and a half as well.
Okay, should we go to 16 and a half? At what point, does Blake break?
Yeah, Blake, what are you thinking?
You guys said under for 17 and a half?
Yeah, when would you take over? Yeah.
I will take over at 15.
15 and a half.
Is he just trying to buy points?
I'll still take under. I'll take under 15 and a half. I'll take under 15 and a half.
Yeah, we don't really have a bearing for this.
Yeah, because we haven't done the math, but
I almost go over if it goes to 15 and a half. I think there's enough players that just hold on to it.
Well, then do it.
All right, I'm going over 15 and a half. I've changed my mind because there's line movement. I'm going to change my pick. All
right, I'll go under.
I'm staying under. Blake's going over. I'll hop on Blake with this one.
Okay.
And then, do we do all the tiebreakers or just we tell everybody tiebreakers? But obviously we don't know the survey.
But yeah, if you want to read these out.
So tiebreakers this time, just like last year, or maybe Phil changed it. How many confessionals will the winner of the season have? how many hidden immunity idols will be found total, and how many past players will be mentioned. So some of those are kind of on there, and I guess they're all kind of on there, but then it's
they're all
exact numbers.
Kind of in the mix. So we wanted to make it not completely, out of nowhere why you win.
The third question is literally identical to the last to over under 7 past players mentioned. Is now you just got to name the exact number of players mentioned.
Right. It's naming the exact amount as opposed to guessing over under. That's what with idols too. We have how many idols will be found. It's the same exact wording.
Okay.
Because then it keeps it within the game instead of having it be broken by something that you weren't already thinking about.
I think okay. I got another one, but it's okay. I got another idea for that. I think a better version would be how many votes against does the winner of the season get?
Well, we could toss it in there. We could have 4 tiebreaker questions because we need honestly, we could result in it. If there's only 3 tiebreaker questions, we could tie.
Yeah. I think that would be a good one. Like, how many votes against does the winner of the season have? Like, how many times did they have to, All
right, let's replace
get
the past players one because that does seem more interesting.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
How many votes
against
does the winner have? Does that include votes negated by idols or not?
No, because like you said, they do not count. You said that last year on the podcast.
That's right. That's what we do.
See, I remember.
Yeah.
I listen. Yeah.
I immediately dump all this out of my brain as soon as I get done. Once Jeff says it's time to vote, I just
your butt's back in your seat.
I can't remember any of the analogies. I don't know who's driving the bus. I know nothing. Who are we voting for? Who's the plan?
All right. Everybody who's listening, thank you. You will have that form in the description at some point tomorrow. Be sure to fill it out. Again, I don't know what the prize is, but hey, like the video, subscribe. Rome, it's been a pleasure. Blake, it's been whatever. We got the Survivor 40.
Yeah, I made it through my first over-under.
Wichita, Kansas, September 24th. Rome, plug it one more time for us before we get out of here.
Yeah, man, it's going down. If you guys need somewhere to go, if you're around the Midwest or you just want to meet any of these incredible cast members, we got a Survivor 49 watch party going down September 24th, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. You can pay for early VIP access to hang out with all the Survivor players and to play Mafia with them for a couple hours before the watch party even starts. And that is very exclusive. Not a lot of people are going to be getting that package. So if you want your chance to really have a nice time and get some alone time with some Survivor players, this is a great chance for you. And, it's going to be awesome. We got Venus coming out, Jesse Lopez. We got myself, Lauren Harp. We got David from 48. We got Abby Maria. We got Davey Rickenbacker. We got Carolyn. We got Jam Jam. And we got Rupert coming out, and as well as a season 49 player. So, yeah, the fact we got Rupert coming out is reason alone to book your ticket to Wichita. The tickets are cheaper than you would think if you look them up, I promise. So, it was awesome helping bring this thing together, and now we get to throw an awesome party in the Midwest. Jeff Probst's hometown as well. So
what?
You never know.
Does he have a statue there yet?
He doesn't, but there's never been a big watch party in his city. So who knows? You never know.
Jeff,
maybe JP makes an appearance.
I haven't heard nothing. I ain't playing nothing. I ain't worked nothing behind the scenes, but I'm saying it might happen. It's in his hometown. If he pops out.
And his mom was a nurse. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. I DM'd his brother. I was talking to his brother about it. So his brother knows, his family knows. So yeah, they're pretty excited.
Michael Probst.
I ain't gonna put his business out there, but I
think it's Scott, if I know correctly.
So
all right.
You're the mafia member, and you can kill any of these people. Who are you killing first so you don't get found out as mafia?
I feel like I can't say that. I feel like
you don't want to spoil Rome's game.
You got to make a decision right now. So
I don't want to make. I don't want to make enemies, man.
And why is it Venus Vafa?
Nah, man. Venus is great, man. Venus is great, man. It would probably just be David, man. Shout out David, man. I love him, man.
Oh no. Shaving catching
He's like,
strays out here.
I didn't grow up watching Mafia like the rest of you guys. I'm gonna play my own way.
I'm gonna play with honesty and loyalty.
No, I just feel like if he gets voted out, he's just gonna stand up and stare at me like.
Good for him.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Make sure to get your entries in. Again, that's in the description. Like, subscribe. Go give us a review. Go to the watch party in Wichita. That sounds like a lot of fun. And we will see you on the next one.
All right. Take it easy.
See ya.
Hasta luego.